Hey guys, this is Anita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my review of Sea of Souls by NC Scrimgeour. Today is my stop for Escapist Book Tour. When they announced this, I immediately noticed this cover. Look at how gorgeous this cover is. This is the best example for how important covers are for the books, especially self-published books, because otherwise I wouldn't have noticed. This cover instantly grabbed me and I checked the premise. When I read that it is dark fantasy inspired by Scottish folklore and Scottish mythology, I immediately signed up for the book tour, and I'm so glad they included me in this book tour because I enjoyed this book a lot. We follow Isla Blackwood, who left her home 7 years back in search of finding herself. Her mother's letter brings her back and she reunites with her brother. Immediately after that, their estate and their town gets attacked by these sea creatures, and she escapes along with her brother and her father's swordmaster. They travel to capital to get help to reclaim their home back, and on the way she finds a way to stop these attacks by these sea creatures. She has to choose her loyalties. She has to decide between reclaiming her home back and stopping these attacks for the sake of everyone. None of these are spoilers. Actually, this is all mentioned in the premise. The setting is very dark. The starting line, "Dark be the water and darker still the creatures that lurk within," it gives us the exact flavor of the book, and that flavor continues throughout the book. In some places I actually felt it was grimdark, but different people have different definitions for grimdark, so I don't want to call it officially, but it was very dark and bleak. Actually, it reminded me of Pirates of Caribbean, with bad weather and storms and with all fights with pistols and cutlasses. If you remember fights in those movies in dark and rain, that's exactly how this book is. And as I said, this book is inspired by Scottish folklore and Scottish mythology. So we see those creatures, as I said, coastal villages are being attacked by sea creatures. Those are Selkies. Selkies are these creatures who take the form of seal when they're in sea, but they change their form to human form when they're on land. Most of this book is focused on Selkies. We also see a creature called Kelpie who takes on the form of a horse. Also, there was a mention of Cusith. I'm totally butchering the pronunciation, I'm so sorry. Anyway, it is a hound-like creature. When I googled that actually what was Cusith, I immediately got excited. I actually wanted to see that, but we did not meet any cues in this book. I mean, I am kind of glad actually author focused on only one of these creatures. That makes more sense to the plot, but I do want to see the cues hopefully in future books. Not a violent one, but a friendly one. There is also a Scottish slang in writing. I had fun learning these new words. I'm not sure how many of these new words are especially Scottish slang, because only for some of them dictionary mentioned specifically as Scottish. Other words, like for kids, nowhere kid is used. The word bayan, I don't know how to pronounce that, that was used. I'm not sure if that was specifically to Scottish, so there are some specific words used. I had fun with these new words. Coming to characters, I liked all characters. Isla's brother Lachlan is a fantastic character. Actually, their sibling bond is one of the highlights of this book. Scrimgeour executed the complexity of their bond perfectly, with both having different priorities. Many times I found myself taking Lachlan's side, not because of what he wants, but because of the way he was written, how open and honest he was with what he wants. I really liked that. While I liked Isla, while I understood what she wants, what she was missing in her life, I actually kind of predicted part of her storyline, so I sympathized with her. I understood what she was missing in her life, but I wish she was more open with her brother and the swordmaster. There was one scene where one character tells Isla that she doesn't have Lachlan's safety or well-being as priority. I kind of agree with him. Isla is a complicated character right from the beginning. She completely have different priorities, so I understand the choices she has to make, but in some scenes I kind of felt she was single-minded and she wasn't thinking about others' safety when she is making some choices. So there are some scenes I definitely took Lachlan's side. Having said that, I liked how tenacious she was. I just thought she needs to take a second and talk it out with her friends before doing something, do as a team, especially with Das, the Swordmaster. Das is another incredible character. I really liked him. He is calm, composed, and very capable. I wish he played bigger role in overall story. I mean, he definitely played important role. He was essential to the plot, but there was more scope for him to be a main character in parallel with Ayla, but Ayla never asked his advice, and he doesn't play a role in important scenes like in major fight scenes. He is the sword master. He is fighting actually behind the scenes. I think maybe because we got everything from Ayla's POV, it did not look like he played a major role. I would have liked it more if this is a multi POV story, especially with Scrimgeour's writing. Her writing is very good, very evocative. I'll give you an example. When Ayla was returning home after 7 years, in the first chapter, there was this line. She hadn't even stepped ashore and already Silvercan was laying claim into her, leaving its mark across her skin. With just this line, author tells us what Ayla feels about her home. There are many beautiful lines like this which tells us exactly how Ayla was feeling in each moment, how lost she was feeling, and what kind of dread she was feeling during the attacks by these sea creatures. It was beautiful, and that's exactly what made me invested in this world so fast. It was very immersive, and there are moments where I felt I am not getting on a ship again in my life. It was that good and immersive. At the same time, because of Scrimgeour's evocative writing, I wish we got multiple POV, because by the first half we got immersed into this world and we got good idea about who Ayla was. So in the second half, as the plot progressed, I want to know what the other person is thinking, especially with the themes Scrimgeour explored. We got exploration of who actually are monsters, these Selkies who are riding the coastal villages, or the men who are hunting these Selkies. We find why these Selkies are riding the coastal villages and killing the innocents. Scrimgeour explains how easy it was to kill them and hunt them when we look at them as monsters. The minute we start looking at them as just beings trying to survive, same as humans, it gets complicated. I love that exploration of friendship and loyalty. Can we call someone loyal if they betray someone else to be loyal to other person? That exploration was well done, and that's the reason I would have liked it more if it was multi POV, because of how complicated it was. And there are some amazing side characters. I wish we'll see them again. Maybe we'll get some novella about them. I really want to know more of their story. Oh, I almost forgot to mention there is romance in this book, slow burn romance, which I liked a lot. Overall, it's a winner for me. I'm so glad I read it. If you like Pirates of Caribbean, that dark setting and stormy weather, give it a try. You won't regret it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.